Hi, it's Charlie. I was asked a question today. I'm walking the dog at the moment. I was on the mic all morning in the trading room. And excuse the haircut. Rachel's been cutting it because obviously we can't go out now. And she hacked it this week. Anyway, I was asked. We had a load of visitors in our trading room. And I was asked a question about how many pips to make in a week. I thought this is an interesting conversation because lots of people talk about, I've made this amount of pips and that amount of pips. So I'm just throwing the ball for the dog. There you go, go on then. And there he goes somewhere. Don't know where he's gone on the camera. And really the answer should be, it doesn't matter because pips are irrelevant. You could make 1,000 pips in a week, or you could make 50 pips in a week and make the same amount of money, because those 1,000 pips could be, you're trading pound yen, which has a really big range, much bigger range than a market like euro dollar, for example, even though the euro dollar's range is quite high now. So really, you could have risked 1,000 to make 1,000, whereas you could have risked 25 to make 50. And so which ones made the most money? So the reality is, it doesn't really matter how many pips, it's what your R is, isn't it? So how much did you risk? So if you're risking 1% on each trade, how much did you make at the end of the week or the end of the month in percentage return terms? So if you were risking 1% per trade and you've made whatever, 4% at the end of whatever the period is, then that's your return. How many pips is pretty irrelevant because, like I've said, you could be risking 1,000 pips to make 1,000, or risking 50 to make 50, and in fact it's exactly the same. So when you hear people talking about pips and stuff, it's absolutely irrelevant really, because it doesn't tell you how much has been risked to make those pips. I had an S&P trade just yesterday which made the equivalent of over 1,000 pips. It was 1,200 points in equivalent Dow points. But of course I had to risk 50, I think it was, about 50 or 500. So in Dow terms, I risked 500 to make 1,200. So again, don't get too excited about points because it's all relative to how much you risked. Hopefully that helps. Ciao for now.